So, hello everyone. Today we'll be looking at how to draw this geometry by the right side of my screen. But most importantly, we'll be looking at how to use blocks and attributes in AutoCAD and how they can make our work simple and easy. So first, walk through with me as I draw the geometry on the right side of the screen. As you know, I'm going to check my units and make sure I set it to inches because dimension are in inches. So I'm going to type units on my keyboard and I'm going to go to engineering. Automatically it gives me to inches. I'll set the precision to the second decimal point and the insertion scale I'll set to inches and I'm gonna click OK. So let's start it drawing. I'm gonna start from the base circle here of radius one diameter 1.25. So I'll enter the center diameter and enter 1.25 and hit enter. So that's small, so I need to zoom in. So I'm going to type for zoom extent, I'll type Z on my keyboard, then hit enter, then type E for extent, then hit enter. So it zooms into my circle directly. So next, I need a line from that circle at an angle of 45 degrees. So I'm just going to click on my line, then snap to the center point of the circle, then hit tab, then set my angle to 135 degrees, then hit tab again. So my angle is locked at 135 degrees and the radius is 6 inches. So I'm just going to type 6 on my keyboard and hit enter. So I have the line now. Then from that place, I'm going to draw another circle of diameter 1.25. So circle again, diameter 1.25, then hit enter. Then I need to come to this side with a line by 30 degrees. So I'm going to click on line again, click on the center of this circle and come here. So I'm going to come up by 60 degrees so as to get 30 degrees. So I'll hit tab again, type in 60, then hit tab on my keyboard. So the line is locked at angle of 60 degrees. Then I will input my distance, which is 6, then hit enter. So in case you're not able to use the tab option on your keyboard, just come down to this menu here and click on dynamic input. Make sure dynamic input is turned on. So if you have dynamic input on, you'll be able to switch between angle and distance. So I'm going to click on circle again and put my circle of I didn't click on the endpoints. Click on circle, then put my circle on diameter 1. Oh, this circle is diameter 1.00. So let's delete this and let's draw another circle of here, diameter 1. It's enter. So we have this. Then from the same center, we have circles of radius 1.25. So let's switch back to center radius and click on radius 1.25. So the same thing here, circle of radius 1.25, and the same thing here, circle of radius 1.25. So the next thing to do is to join the lines, and let's see how we can join them. So I'm going to click on the line tool there, and I would click on the drop down button on my snap and make sure tangency is on. So I have everything on. So now I'm going to draw the tangent line. I'll make sure I'm seeing the tangency sign. So I'll take it from one body of the circle to the other at tangents. So I need to make sure the line is also at tangent to the circle here. Yeah. So that's it for the first one. Then for this second line here, I have tangents of radius 2.50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tangency theory here. So this is an external tangent, and for external tangents we add. So I'm going to take the diameter of the circle, which is 1 point, the radius of the circle, which is 1.25, then add it to the radius of the tangent. So 1.25 plus 2.50, that should give me 3.75. So from here, I'm going to draw a circle of radius 3.75. Then same also from here, I'll draw another circle of radius 3.75. So hit enter. So wherever those circles intersect, I would come there, pick my center line and draw a circle of radius 2.50. So from the top here, yeah. So yeah, I'm drawing a circle of radius 2.5, then hit enter. So you can see that I have that circle touching the line. Then all I just have to do is to pick up my trim tool and let's trim off. So let's trim off all the unwanted parts of this circle. Good. So we've trimmed it off. We can delete this line here. So we got our tangent line. Then next, we have a tangent at the top. So for the tangent at the top, you could choose to use the arc. So we could use the start end direction because we know the start and the end. And we're not given the radius, but we're given the offset. So the offset is, we have an offset of 0.75. Okay, so that's for the internal part. Okay, so let's try start end direction. So let's start here, let's end here, and let's put it up here. So let's see if it matches. Okay, so now all we just have to do is to make sure the lines are tangent to the circle. So try to locate the tangency lines, and yes, I think it's here. It's at that tangent here because they are lying on the circle, but they are not touching it. So we got the tangent right. So let's take off all unwanted lines, and at this point let's trim. I'm going to click on my trim tool, then trim off this part, trim off this part, then trim off this part. Okay, so I'm going to click here, or before trimming, let's leave it. So before trimming, I'm going to click here, here, here. Okay, so let's trim. I'm going to trim off this part, trim off this part, trim off this part. So I'm going to select all parts of the geometry now, and I'm going to type join to join them to convert them to polyline. So now they're converted to a polyline, and I'm going to offset inside by a distance of 0.75. Then click on my geometry and bring it inside. Good. So I have it as 0.75. So let's draw back these circles that we trimmed off. Oh no, instead of trimming, I'm going to click on this line, and I'm going to offset it by distance of 0.75. Hit enter. So I'll bring it here. Same thing, I offset this and I offset this. So let's start trimming off all the unwanted parts. So I'll click on my trim tool and I'll trim here off, then trim off, trim, then trim here, trim here, trim, then trim here, trim here, and trim here, trim here. So I think I have all my unwanted parts off now. So the next thing is to add the fillet. So we need to add fillets of 0.5 round. So I'm going to click on fillet, select the first edge, then right click, select radius, and enter my radius to be 0.5. Then hit enter, and I would click here. So I'm just going to click enter to bring back the fillet command. Then I would fillet all the edges. Good. So we have our geometry. So let's convert it to a block. So I'm just going to define our attributes first. So define the attributes. So just type attdef at diff that you want to define an attribute. To the tag on the attribute, let's tag it name. Then prompt, let's put name. Then default, let's also leave it as name. I would uncheck the lock position option, then I'll click on OK and bring it here. So I'm just going to select everything here and type block on my keyboard. Then I would name the block gasket. So let's call this a gasket. Then click on OK. Then click on OK. So it brought me to the block editor, but let's close it. So an advantage of this is I can easily click on this and name it. I can call this gasket 1. Then hit enter. Um, that's a double S. And also I can still copy this and paste it somewhere else in the drawing, and I can name this gasket 2, and it doesn't change gasket 1. And I can copy on 2. Blocks allows us to have several use case for a single object in AutoCAD. So I believe you've learned a bit of creating AutoCAD geometry and how to create block and attributes in AutoCAD. So watch out for the next video as I'll be going on into how to create dynamic blocks in AutoCAD. Thank you.